Hello everyone. In today's lesson, the problem statement is given any binary tree, we'll have to check if that binary tree is a binary search tree or not. So what is a binary search tree? Any tree will be called as a binary search tree in case any of the node, any single node is greater than its left subtree and less than its right subtree. And this statement is recursively true for each of these nodes. As long as this satisfies this condition, we will call this as a binary search tree. If we consider now the node 9, okay, so for node 9, 9 is greater than 6, 9 is greater than 4, 9 is greater than 7. Okay, now 9 is smaller than 10, 9 is smaller than 11 as well. So for 9, we are good. Now if we consider 6, 6 is greater than its left child, 6 is smaller than its right child. So 6 is good. So 4, 7, that is nothing. Left child and right child are null. So this is also good. Similarly, if we consider now 10, 10, there is no left child. 10 is less than its right child. 10 is less than its right child. So 10 is also good. 11, there is nothing. Both are null. So 11 is also good. All right. So now that means this is a binary search tree. And the same concept, if you look at for this tree, for this given tree, let's say we'll start with the node 1. So the node 1 is not greater than its left subtree. So this is not a binary search tree. So we should write an algorithm which can detect if a particular binary tree is binary search tree or not. For programmatically finding out, let's look at two methods which are equally effective in terms of the time complexity. So let's look at the very first method. In method 1, we are going to print the in-order traversal of the given tree and we will store that to a temporary array, and the array would be the size of the number of nodes in a tree. So for this tree we have 6 nodes, so we'll create, let's say, an array of size 6. Okay, now so let's write the in-order traversal of this tree. So if I write the in-order traversal, so in-order traversal works first going to the left node, then it prints the parent node, then it prints the right node. So we have discussed extensively on the in-order traversal in our previous lessons. Please go back and see if you have not watched that video. So if I print this now in a in order fashion, so what will be the values? So it will be 4, then 6, then it will be 7, then it will be 9, then it will be 10, and then it will be 11. So now, so in case this array is sorted in the ascending order, the given tree is a binary search tree. Okay. So what we did, we created a temporary array, and inside that temporary array, we added all the elements. I mean, we traversed through all the elements of the tree in order fashion and puts those elements to the array. And finally, if the array is sorted in an ascending order, then that tree is a binary search tree. Okay. So let's see what will be the time complexity in this method. We are navigating through each node. So the time complexity would be big O of the number of nodes in the tree. Let's say number of nodes is n. So it will be big O of n. Then again, we have to find out if the given array is sorted or not. So for finding out the array is sorted or not, we have to navigate through each of these elements minimum one time. So that will be again big O of n. So this will be big O of 2n, which will be equal to big O of n. So this will be the time complexity if we are going for the method 1. Now let's verify for this tree if what we just said, like we'll do the inner dot traversal and post the element into an array, and if we'll say the array is an ascending order, then it's a binary search tree. Similarly for this tree, let's verify this. So we have this array, okay, and it has 6 elements. So I'm gonna create an array of size 6. Okay, now we need to print its in order traversal and push those elements into the array. So the in order traversal would be 4, 2, 5, 1, 3, 6. So this array is not sorted in an ascending order. So this tree is not binary search tree. Okay, so this is one of the approach. Let's discuss the second approach. In this approach, what we are gonna do is for every node, that value actually falls between some kind of range. So what I meant by that is, so if it is the root node 9, so it should be between, let's say, minus infinitive to plus infinitive. Okay, now if I am going to the left, so this value or the node 6 should fall in between minus infinitive to 9. It should be greater than this value and less than or equal to this value. Okay, if I'm going to the right side, so this value should fall in the range of 9 to plus infinitive. Okay, similarly if we are going over here, so this value should fall between minus infinitive to 6. 6 is the node value over here. If you go over here, this range of this value is starting from 6 to plus infinitive. Now for 11, it's starting from 10. It should be greater than 10 and should be less than plus infinitive. Okay, so as long as this range of the conditions are true, our binary tree should be a binary search tree. This is our method 2. So how we can do this? So let's take a queue. Okay, so in this queue, what we are gonna push? So every time we are pushing a node, let's say now we are pushing node 9, the root node. So along with that, we are also gonna push its range. So its range starts from minus infinitive to plus infinitive. Okay, now take this node out and verify it if it falls between this two range, then push its left node and right node. So let's take it out. Okay, and 9 falls between minus infinitive and plus infinitive. So we are gonna push 6 and 10. So we'll push 6. For 6, we are also gonna push its range. So its range is from minus infinitive to 9. Similarly for 10, its range is from 9 to plus infinitive. Okay, now let's take out 6. So 6 falls between these two range. As long as it falls between these two range, okay, so we are gonna push its other two elements. So we'll push 4 along with its range. Its range is minus infinity to 6, and the other element is 7. Its range is 6 to plus infinitive. Okay, Now let's take out this. All right. So this, if we are taking out this node, this falls between this range. What is the range what we are storing? Then we'll push this node 11. Okay. And for 11, we will also push 10. Its range 10 plus infinitive. Now 4 falls between minus infinitive and 6. But there is nothing to push because both the childs are null for 4. So we'll just take it out. This also matches our condition. Now, if you look at 7, 7 also falls between the range of 6 and infinitive. So we'll take this out as well. And for 7, there is nothing to push. Both are null. Now we'll come to 11. So for 11, this is also false in between 10 and plus infinitive. We'll take it out. And there is also nothing to push. Q has become empty and all the elements are in the scope of the given range. Then the given tree is a binary search tree. If this condition matched, the given tree is a binary search tree. Let's look at the other tree what we have and see if it is are we able to validate this tree or not using the method what we have discussed just now. So the root node should be from minus infinitive to plus infinitive. Okay, and the next node should range from minus infinity to 1. So this value should be between minus infinity to 1. So this does not falls in the range of this. So 2 is greater than 1. So this is not a binary search tree. Okay, so how we can do that? In the same way, we can take a queue. So inside the queue, so we'll first push the root element 1 and its range is minus infinitive. So uh, how we can showcase this? So in the same way, we'll take a queue. Okay, and we'll push the root element, let's say 1, and along with its range from minus infinitive to infinitive. So now we'll take it out and we will push both its left child and right child as long as it validates this range. So 1 is between minus infinitive to infinitive, so it validates. So we'll take this out and now we'll push its left child. So left child is range between minus infinitive to 1 and right child would be from 1 to plus infinitive. Okay, let's push it. So right child is 3 and it ranges from 1 to plus infinitive. Okay, now take out this element. So for this element 2, 2 does not 2 does not fall in the range of minus infinitive to 1. So this condition fails. So we will not do any other operation in the queue and will simply return saying this given tree is not a binary search tree. Let's analyze the time complexity of method 2. So for method 2, we are visiting all the nodes only once. So it will be big O of number of nodes in the tree. So it will be big O of n. So in both the cases, in method 1 and method 2, the time complexity is big O of n. But in case of the method 1, we are doing another operation where we are checking if the array is sorted or not. But in case of method 2, we are not doing any of that operation. Okay, so now let's go to Visual Studio and write the implementation. So we will do the implementation using the method 2. For the method 1, if you want the implementation, please give your comments and I will add it to the repository. Okay, so let's use the method 2 and write the code for it. If you are following my lessons, you would have already known. So we are using this solution and this solution, we have created a class called tree traversal where we have showcased pre-order, post-order, in-order traversal along with the label order traversal as well. Today we are doing one of the tree operation, that is checking if the tree is binary search tree or not. So I'm gonna add a new class. I'll call this as, let's say, tree operation. I'll make this as a static class. Okay. So now let's create our function. So our function says public. Let's say we'll just simply give back a boolean value saying if it is a binary search tree or not. So I'll simply say is bst, and we can pass the root node to the function. Okay, if root is equal to null, we don't want to do anything. We'll simply say return false. Okay, we want to implement it using the method 2 where we have used a queue to store our data. So for queue, I'll use a list. So list node, let's call this as a queue equal to new list node, and now we will push our root element to the queue dot add. Let's push the root element. So along with the root element, we want to also have the range of the given node, which can hold minus infinity to plus infinity as well. So how we can do that? So we can create a custom object. Let's create a custom object. So I'll say public class. So I'll give it a name as obj. Okay, so this obj will be holding the tree node. Okay, and we also want a minimum value and a maximum value, int min value, and we also want int max value. All right, so let's create a constructor. So inside the constructor, let's pass the node. Okay, so int max value. What we can do is can simply say this dot node is equal to node, or this dot min value is equal to min value, and this dot max value is equal to max value. Okay, so now our class is ready, custom class is ready. So new object. Okay, let's pass our node value. So node is root, so we'll pass the root node to it, and for the root node it should be between the minus infinity to plus infinity. So root, we are expecting it should be a int32 dot min value, and the range should be between int32 dot max value. Okay, so now the list, I mean the queue what we are creating, that should hold the object instead of node, queue of objects. All right, so as long as we have queue dot count is greater than 0, what we are gonna do is we are gonna take each element out and verify if that element falls between this range. All right, so let's say we'll say variable element is equal to q dot element at 0. And let's dequeue that element. So how we can dequeue? So we'll remove that. So we'll remove that element. So we have not created this as public. So I'll create this as public so that we will be able to access this values. All right. Okay, let's add the range condition now. So we are saying if element dot node dot data, if it is less than the min value, element dot min value, or element dot node dot data if it is greater than element dot max value. So it's not in the range. That means we can simply break, and let's create a boolean variable, boolean is BST, and by default we'll set it as true. Okay, we'll simply set it as to is BST false. All right, so if the element is in the range, now we want to add its left child and right child. So we'll just check if element dot node is not equal to null. So let's add its left child and right child along with its ranges. So we'll simply say q dot add. So we'll create a new object and we'll pass in the element dot node dot left child. Okay, and if we are pushing the left child, what will be its range? So if we are pushing the left child, the value should be the parent's left range along with the parent value minus infinity to 9, right? Like here. So same thing we'll do. The value should be element dot whatever its min value, it should range between element dot min value, and the max value should be element dot data, element dot node dot data if it is the left child. So this should be element dot node dot left child. Similarly, for the right child we want to push as well. So let's say I want to push element dot node dot right child. If right child is not equal to null, then we want to push the same thing, but now the range will differ. We'll push the right child. In case of left child, we'll push the right child, but the min value will be the element dot node dot data, and the max value will be element dot max value. Finally, we need to return this boolean variable. Okay, we made a mistake. So this variable matches with the function name. So I'll just change the function name to, let's say, binary search tree. Now we can return the isBST variable. So return isBST. Okay, so whatever the value, we are going to capture that. So let's create this as a static class. So let's try to execute this. So before executing, we need to create this tree to validate if this tree is a binary search tree or not. So let's create this tree first. So I'll go to program.cs and let's create the, so I'll create node binary search tree. I'll call it as a BST equal to new node, and the root node is, we're creating this instance. Okay, the root node is 9. So 9. So now BST dot left child. So left child would be 6 and right child is 10. left child is 6, right child is 10. Let's create that. Okay, now for the left child we have 4 and 7. So let's create it. So for this left child, okay, so left child dot left child is 4 and left child dot right child is 7. Left child dot right child is 7. Okay, so we created till here. Now we have to create the right child of 10 as well. So let's create that. So bst dot right child is 11. All right. So now our binary search tree has been created. So let's verify our function if it is working correctly or not. So I'll say tree operation dot is binary search tree and it takes the root node. So I'll just pass the root node name is BST. So let's pass it. Let's grab the output of this function in a variable called result. So if this tree is a binary search tree, we should get back this result value is true or false. Okay, so we can just print like console dot write line. The given binary tree is binary search tree. The given binary tree is binary search tree. So this statement, if it is true or false, we can just print it. All right, now let's run it. So you can see we got back a result saying the given binary tree is a binary search tree and we get back true. That means the binary tree what we specified, so that's basically a binary search tree. All right, so now let's verify the other case. So where we are saying this particular tree is not a binary search tree. Okay, so we have this tree already with us. We created for the tree traversal. Okay, so now we'll pass this tree and see the output. So I'll pass in case of BST, I'll pass the root node. Okay, let me stop this. So let's pass the root node and now I'll start it again. And you can see the given binary tree is binary search tree. So that's not a binary search tree. That's it for today. We'll be covering few more binary tree concepts. So after that, we'll be moving to linked list graphs and stacks and queues.